Hey everybody, Mumford and Cuter. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back. Uh, like I said before, guys, I apologize. I was really busy last week, so I couldn't deliver my review for last week's books. And but this week, so I decided to just put everything into one review. So you're you're getting a big review, guys, today. Um, Not gonna try to make this as very long, but I'm gonna do the best I can. Try to still be spoiler free. But yeah, you got last week's books and the books that came out what was that of this week or so. So I'm just gonna go through these books as fast as I can. And I hope you enjoy it as always. Want to just make this real quick. Uh, the two winners of my review of my surprise sweepstakes um, have received their gifts. Lamar and Zach, the Thunder King, have received their titles, their gifts. If they want to explain to you what they got, then they can do that. But I'm glad to say so for the first two winners of my sweepstakes. Yeah. So let's get into these books, shall we? All right. So like I said, we're gonna kick this off as always. We're gonna kick this off as always in uh, go indie, sandwich indie, DC at the bottom, and sandwich in with Marvel. So let's go from. So we start off with last week's indie books, and we're gonna kick this off in Valiant. No, excuse me. Oops, sorry. Uh, yeah, we're gonna kick this off. Mm-hmm. We're gonna kick this off in Valiant. No, we're gonna kick this off actually in Action Lab Entertainment. Basically, Stray #2. Okay, Mr. Del Santi still continues his story of the story of one trying to find who killed his father. Uh, he, the son of he's the son of a hero. His father. He was actually partners with his father. The superhero character in this, his name is Doberman. He's kind of a mesh between Batman and Daredevil and things like that. Except he looks like a dog. He goes by the name of Doberman. His son was his partner, sidekick known as a Rockwaller. And unfortunately, they had a falling out. He grew up, went his separate ways. His father continued, and pretty much uh, he was killed. Now, years later, his son finds out who now he needs to find out who killed his father. And the story thickens and goes on from there in terms of we get to see other allies to his father always believing that his son would come back and maybe even take up the legacy again, maybe take up after he, you know, put down the costume and things like it get is I've seen this kind of storytelling before, but it's never really old for me to see storytelling like this where it's the son and the father may have been partners at a time. They had a falling out. Something may have happened to the father most of the time, and now it's the son or the daughter or so trying to figure out who did this. That's basically what this is. But Stray #2, good stuff. Okay. We'll move on to Exo Man of War 34. Robert Venditti still continues to do a good job with this. Uh, Without spoiling too much for you guys, Dead Hand has been activated. It's and Alric. Oh man, I don't know if I want to spoil anything more, but let's just say the planet where Alric was ain't looking so hot after Dead Hand. It was good though. Okay. All right, let's move on to the indie books that came out for this week. We're going to kick this off with X, number 23. This the penultimate issue, guys, because next soon, the 24th issue will be the final issue of this series. Dwayne Suzinski and Eric Nugent has been on this series since day one. They did a great job. Basically, this picks up right where the last issue left off, where Arcadia, the northern section of Arcadia, has been in ruins now, basically because of two superpowered individuals have came through, and it took X. He had to use a freaking tank to like really hurt one of these guys to just for them to go away. And because of that, the city is still kind of, he's trying to set things right, but usually the downfall side of it is the fact that a new uprising has happened. There's a new drug going on, and there's a drug. What's the drug called? Oh damn, what's the name of the drug? Oh, here it is. It's called it's it's a new drug. It's called Sagre, basically aka pig's blood. This new group called the Swine Revolution, led by this cultist, is kind of taking over the northern section of Arcadia. X is trying his best to keep it under attack. Even somebody new tries to enter the fray of helping out, and X finds her, and he's like, get out of here. You're a rookie. You don't know what you're doing. We get an indication of why X is doing this, why he's taken upon himself to protect Arcadia, why his eye has never really fully healed, even though he has a healing factor. It's never healed, and we get an indication of why that's happened. That was really good storytelling. I thought that was really cool. And we do get to find out who the leader of this swine revolution is, and I was like, oh, whoa, okay. And it ends on this like very big cliffhanger, and then it's just like, oh, you gotta wait to the final issue. And I didn't even know issue 24 was the final issue of X, but yeah, this was good. All right, we move on to Dynamite and Magnus issue, Robot Fighter issue 12. This is the final issue of this series. Fred Van Lint, like I said, another writer that was on it from day one. This was good. Very interesting indeed of how Magnus was able to defeat a robot by the name. Dang, what was that robot's name? I'm blanking out on the names. Oh God, I'm forgetting the dang name of this thing. But it was basically, it was a robot that Magnus never could beat. He couldn't beat him. He couldn't. He knew all robots' weaknesses, but this one killed him. The twist to it was that something about Magnus was allowing him. Don't think I want to. Okay, spoiler. Magnus keeps being rebooted in new bodies, but he keeps learning, and it's in time where he finds a weak spot for them, and he's able to, but it ended on a note of, okay, everything looks like it's going to be all right. it kind of had a noble ending. But I thank Fred Van Lint. I thank Dynamite for allowing uh, a gold key character to shine. All right, let's move on to Shaft. God damn it! Issue number 4. David F. Walker. I tweeted to him, God damn, you are just killing it on this freaking title. This series has been nothing but 100% brilliant. Without spoiling anything in this, let's just say Shaft is taking names, kicking ass, and he's on the case. That is all I'm going to say. Do yourselves a favor. It is not too late to jump on board this series. Pick it up. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. Man, this shit was good. You talk about another series that's kickoff series that was good. We're going back to Valiant. Matt Kinnett, Clay Mann, Bruce Gwynn, Ninjak, #1. Fuck yes. Excuse my language. Yeah. That cover is so wicked. Ninjak is another Valiant character that I loved back in the day, with the characters like Exo-Man of War, Bloodshot. Ninjak was another one that I stuck close to. I would read the comics in stores, but I was loving them. It's like, these characters are great. But this new retelling of Ninjak, we get an indication of what Ninjak was like when he was a child, as well as his present day with as an agent. I think he's with MI6. I think he is. But man, the action in this was badass. Ninjak, I'll tell you, I'm not gonna spoil everything here, but Ninjak is fighting a woman who seems to have some sort of psychic abilities, as well as her fucking hair can cut through freaking metal. No lie. She braids 2 hair strands and she uses that as a weapon, and it was cutting through Ninjak's sword. I was like, what the fuck is that? But overall, his missions were really cool, and you get to see a little bit of when he was a child. Yeah, I will spoil this. He was a privileged child. You know, he comes from rich money. But other than that, this was a good start to this series. I do recommend this too as well. But Ninjak #1. Good. All right. Let's move on to Marvel. Now, once again, like I said, guys, to all my Marvel guys who ask me for Marvel codes and stuff, you know me, guys. If you know me, you know I will give it to you. And I just tweeted to all my code mongers. That's what I call them. I don't mean that as disrespectful. I mean it as fun. But I you know, there are some books here that have been used already, but this is last week and this week's Marvel stack. But I will tell you which books were codes were taken. But let's kick it off with last week's Marvel books. All new Hawkeye, #1. Jeff Lemire makes his debut, and this was a decent start. I like where Jeff Lemire is going with this. We're getting a little bit of getting a little bit of what Clint was like when he was a child. We didn't get a lot of that before. You know, a lot of people probably don't know a lot about Clint's childhood, but we get to see him and his brother Barney, aka Trickshot, when they were kids and everything like that. And then we cut to what the present is going on with him and his protege, Katie Bishop, who was also known Hawkeye. She claims that Hawkeye is her protege. It's really funny. The banter back and forth is really good. Lemire has that down packed with the chemistry between Kate and Clint. They're dealing with Hydra. And it's a special mission that Hydra put them on. It was, I mean, that Shield put them on, but and it deals with Hydra. And like I said, it's going back, it's going past and present. And once again, storytelling like this has been done and presented, but the way they present it makes sense. It feels a little bit like Arrow in terms of like, are these flashbacks going to lead up into something, you know? But other than that, I thought this was a really good start. Like I said, guys, I stopped reading Fraction's Hawkeye. You know, I don't hate Fraction. I don't dislike his writing. I've always said it. His thing that to me that he writes the best is Iron Man. But I've tried a lot of series that he's written, but to me, I just wasn't. A lot of it started to really get a little. But I'm glad to see Lemire take over the Mightiest Marksman. This was good. Code is still available, guys, if anybody wants it. We move on to Angela, Asgard's Assassin number 4. Gillian Marguerite Bennett. Oh my God. I know this book has been out a week or 2 weeks by now, but I'm still not going to spoil anything. All I'm going to say is, let me just say this. The baby that Angela has taken, basically her sibling, yo, what the hell? Ooh, goddamn. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Avengers number 42. Hickman, Cassili does the writing here, the artwork here. Basically, this is mainly about the Imperial Guard and, you know, the Emperor Gladiator and something that he feels that he must do to prevent something. And let's just say some of the Imperial Guard are not agreeing with the Emperor Gladiator. Like, yo, why are you doing this? This is not the way, and things like that. This was really interesting storytelling here. And of course, we get to see a little bit more of what happened in that last issue, as well as what the hell is going on with Dick Summers in this. Yeah, or Cyclops. Avengers World number 18. Basically, in this issue, it's mainly about Sunspot, you know, and how he is running AIM, because he is the CEO of AIM. I'm not even joking about that. But it was decent, very decent enough. The artwork was really fine, but it just shows, like I said before, it's all about Sunspot, who is I've never understood why Sunspot is not on that class of being an Omega level mutant, because he's freaking a powerhouse himself. I like Roberto's powers. I think his powers are really cool as well. We'll move on to Iron Fist, the Living Weapon, number 10. Cover is nice. Nice cover. So Danny has come face to face with his father, or the thing that is in his father's, using his father's face. There's a serious battle. I mean, Danny is juiced up on chi. It's so bad. Oh, I shouldn't say it looks. He has so much chi in him. It's like he literally looks like he looks like his flesh is burnt off of him. Or you see his bone in the top of his head. And Danny takes it to the One. That's the creature that has his father's face. And we start to indicate of what the One is really fighting for, and why he's doing all this stuff, and why he's trying to breach, I guess, the balance between heaven and hell, uh, life or death, and even resurrection. But this was good. Good job, Mr. Andrews. SpiderWoman number 5. New costume, new status quo. New artist. That also should be on there. Thank you, God. This was good. It's interesting to see where Jessica is what she's trying to do. If anybody's never known Jessica, she's always been quote unquote labeled, the woman who's worked for Hydra and Shield. She's been a double agent. Her past is really secret. Her history is very secretive. And she's been an Avenger. She's been lost, but in this we see that Jessica's just trying to sort of live a normal life, and she's kind of opened up her own PI office, and we get an individual who comes in, a very classic individual. It was good to see that character. I'm not going to spoil who it is, but she gets put into a case that maybe she shouldn't be in, but it was still interesting. I will admit this: it was good to see the classic villain Porcupine. I was like, God damn, Porcupine! I haven't seen him in years, but this was good. Like I said, guys, unless I say, mostly all the codes are available. Star Wars Princess Leia number 1. Mark Waid and Dobsons do a fantastic job with this. Without spoiling too much, we get to see that maybe not everybody who support Leia, not all of her subjects respect or like Leia, and I thought that was really interesting, the way Mr. Waid is going with that. And it's almost as if Leia has to prove herself to showcase to this individual that, hey, respect me. I'm trying to earn your respect. But yeah, this was good. This was really good. There's a lot more to it. I'm glad I didn't spoil it. But Mark Waid, magic, dude. That magic. X-Men number 25. I think this is taken by somebody. I gotta give it to him. I think, yeah. X-Men number 25. Okay, this was good. The storytelling was very much gripping in terms of looking through the eyes of Monet. Monette was good. Jubilee talking to the Inhumans, Queen Medusa and all that was really interesting as well. And finding out the truth of why Krakoa and all these other why they're having these problems. They're thinking that it's a Kree problem, so they went to the Inhumans, who we all know the Kree played a big role in the Inhumans creation, but this was good. Very good indeed, and we find out some details of what the hell is going on, and I thought that was very well done. This was good. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with X-Men a little longer. That issue kind of helped. So let's move on to this week's Marvel books. All right. All new X-Men number 37. Bendis Del Mundo does the artwork. Basically, in this issue, it's goddamn Emma teaching past Jean Grey how to training her morally how to use her, I think, her telekinetic abilities, not her psychic abilities, her telekinetic abilities. They go to Madripoor. Yeah, go there. Yeah. And they even dish out a little bit of justice because there's there's a mutant growth hormone on there that a lot of mutants are living on, because Madripoor now, mutants have now become pretty big on Madripoor because of Mystique, and you'll never know. And Jean uses her abilities against an individual on there. I'm not gonna spoil who that was, and it's just looking at Emma. I'm just like, wish they'd have kept that bitch dead. I'm sorry. I don't look, guys. I don't like Emma. I don't. I made it clearly. I hate Emma. Um, and but it was good nonetheless. But I don't like Emma. I wish they'd. When I heard she was supposedly killed off in Uncanny X-Men, I don't read Uncanny X-Men. A friend of mine told me, and then they said they brought her right back. I'm like, God damn it. All right. Amazing Spider-Man number 716. Sorry guys, this code was taken already. Basically, it's all about Peter being late for a meeting, in a sense, for his company. He's in the Central Park Zoo fighting off Iguana. When's the last time we saw Iguana? If you don't know who Iguana is, you're no real Spider-Man fan. No, I'm just messing with you. No. Iguana is kind of like the lizard, just a little bit different. Some differences. But he's dealing with that, and he's getting a phone call from Aunt May, and and then he's also getting a call from Anna Maria, like, where are you at this meeting, blah blah blah. And it's him. The people that went ahead of him is basically what's the group? What is Alchemax? Ultimax. The company that Liz Allen runs, and she's even brought back her brother Max Raxton, who is no longer the Molten Man. He's been cured of his Molten Man abilities, and when Peter comes in, he's late, but it's almost like, yeah. And Liz starts to realize that she's trying to give Peter like some encouragement, like almost like, I hope you fail so we can get this contract. But unfortunately, she knows Peter, and it really kind of seems like, look, Liz has become kind of trifling, and I'm like, really? Like, y'all really going there with Liz? And her brother and another associate of hers actually hire somebody to cause Parker Industries some trouble, and I'm not gonna spoil who that is. All I'm gonna say is, wow. The Black Cat story, I gave a damn about. I didn't care about that. I really didn't. I still don't like what they're doing, Black Cat, at all. Ant-Man number 3. Spencer, you did a good job of this. Yes, that Mark Brooks cover is badass. Yeah, it's real. This is real. It's damn real. It's Scott Lang versus Taskmaster. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not spoiling anything in this. Uh, this was good. Very good indeed. Captain Marvel number 13. I got the variant cover. I like the variant cover better than the original cover. Basically, it's Carol going in to rescue Tick, her friend, and her cat, who is this alien. We all know where her cat is. And she with her ship, and let me tell you, Carol lays it down on the kidnappers. I was like, go, you're rooting for Carol. This is some good stuff right here. Nothing more to say. Miss Miss Kelly D, and Warren Ellis actually wrote this. Well, gotta give Mr. Warren Ellis some credit too. This was good stuff. Very good stuff indeed. Don't mess with Carol's cat. Don't screw with her cat. Don't take any of Carol's property, or you're gonna You're gonna get hurt. Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man, number 11. This is the penultimate issue of this series because issue 12 is the last of this series. Bendis. We get an indication of Miles is kidnapped by Ultimate Katie Bishop's parents or father, who actually works for Hydra. Yeah. When Miles finds out about that, and just hearing Katie try to spin this BS of what Hydra wants, you know, it's like, wow, she's brainwashed into believing this. But we start to realize that maybe there's more to AIM to Hydra than meets the eye. There's someone else higher up, and we get to see that person who is higher up. And you know, well, look, the cover kind of gives it away. Yeah, this was good. I'm looking forward to seeing how this bad boy ends. New Avengers number 31. This is taken. I gave this already to somebody. Hickman and Kev Walker do the writing, the artwork. Hickman does the writing. We get a sense of who is kind of the villain and might be the major villain of the Secret Wars and stuff. And I saw that and I'm like, yeah, should have known. Ladies and gentlemen, look, he's my number one favorite comic villain, and I wasn't shocked at all. So yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Spider-Gwen, number 2. Mr. Latour, I can kiss you, sir. This was good. Boy, the weirdest thing to me that happened in this is that Gwen, I think she just hit her head too hard, but it's interesting that she sees another fellow spider character here. I'm not gonna spoil who that is. We get a little bit more indication of this world's Frank Castle, and he's still somebody you don't want to fuck with. It still hurts to see that Matt Murdock works for the Kingpin. It's just like that pains me to see that, you know. But this was good stuff. This was really good, and I'm not liking this world's Mary Jane. I am not liking her. But we also get to see there's another band there. There's a lot of cameos or teasers in this that of what this world's version of these characters are like. For example, the other band is Felicia Hardy and the Black Cats. You know, it's really cool. You know, the Rocket Racers. I was like, oh shoot, look at all these, you know, wink wink. But it was good. This was good. And there's a confrontation between father and daughter. Spider-Man 2099, number 10, Mr. David. Bro, I'd hug you, sir. Once again, you are just doing a fantastic job with this character. Hell, you were doing a fantastic with this character from the get-go. Because if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, if the Omni Geek High Lord's memory serves him correctly, you created this character. So, yeah, you know this character. We find out a lot more about Strange 2099. That was interesting. And what Miguel has to do to maybe fix what's wrong with his timeline. but then it's just some interesting, like, one hit, not just one hit, like, whoa, like, mystery. What? Good stuff, Mr. David. You got me hooked. I'm just like a big mouth bass. You just reel me in. You got me. Spider-Man and the X-Men #4. Uh, so it's a science contest between Spider-Man's X-Men, and Beast class. We found out the issue last issue found out Rachel Gray found out who Peter is. She just went into his mind, found out his identity. I'm just like, really, Gwen? I mean, really, Gwen? I mean, really, Rachel? That's how you do things. Peter tells Storm why he's here. Storm gets a little pissed off about it because she feels that, Logan didn't trust us to figure out that there may be a traitor amongst us. But Peter tells them why Logan didn't want it, because he wanted an outside eye to look at it. Because if you did it, it'd be more like, you like, oh, how'd you do that? You couldn't do that. You couldn't. You would be more. You would be more with your feelings instead of the truth. But Rachel is really like on this mission of, she's thinking Peter's hiding more because of her experience in her world when she was a hound, and she used to track down mutants and stuff for the government and stuff. It was good stuff. This is really interesting. Peter really is invested in the kids that he's with: Rock Slide, Shark Girl, Eyeball Boy, Hellion, and people like that. And he's encouraging them, and they're really starting to understand that, hey, maybe he's okay. However, what I don't like about this series so far is that the X-Men are treating Spider-Man like a freaking outsider, where they have known this guy for how many years and have trusted this guy for how many years. They have worked with this guy for how many years, and now they're treating him like, why are you here? Like, almost like, we don't need you, we don't want you here. I don't like how they're writing the X-Men like this. It's really kind of bad. That's the only thing I can say with Kalan that I don't like, is that they're writing the X-Men feeling like, outsider, stay out of my way. I don't like that. But, and it's just like, Beast, Spider-Man for how long, and you're treating him like dirt at times. I'm like, God damn, like, what the hell, Beast? But other than that, it was fun. And the ending was interesting too. Okay. Star Wars #3. Aaron's Cassidy. Oh my God. I don't want to ruin anything in this at all. But what I can say is, once again, don't fuck with Vader. I don't care if you're in a giant walker. Don't fuck with him. Chewie is alive, of course. Of course he's alive. But Vader is getting to the bottom of Luke here. Like, okay, I love the line that he used. I'll spoil this part. He says, "So, Obi-Wan, I shouldn't, but I ain't gonna do." Obi-Wan, he's more like, he said, "So, Obi-Wan, the boy is the last hope, but he is untrained. The Force is great in him, but he is untrained. And who's gonna train him? No one except me." And I'm like, it's just like dun dun dun. So this is good stuff. This is really this. So far, we're only 3 issues in. Aaron's, sir, you know your stuff. And Cassidy, I've always loved your artwork. Please stay on with this series as long as you can, sir. Tony Stark is a dick. #6, Taylor. All I'm going to say in this, you do get to see more dickness from this new Tony Stark, because he's still inverted. Remember, this is still inverted Tony Stark. He was able to block trying to go back to normal if you read Axis. But in this, Pepper steps up big time. She steps up big time in this, and it just shows you that Pepper is not playing anymore. She's had enough, and she wants some answers, and she's going to do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of this. And of course, basically, Tony drops the bomb that Kid Abomination is Pepper's stepson, because Pepper was married to Happy Hogan. Happy Hogan is Kid Abomination's biological father. And so, yeah. Not that series has just been good. Taylor, you talk about another series last, Thor, number 6. Who is Thor? The quest goes on to find out who Thor is. The female Thor is this new Thor. Thor, Odin's son. I'm not gonna call him Odin's son. I'm not the Odin's son. No. He's got a list, and he's checking off people. He's looking at Heimdall. He's asking Heimdall. He's like, "Can you find her? You're all seeing Heimdall. You know you can find anybody, and you can't see her." And Heimdall, and he's like, "Oh, whatever." Heimdall tells him, "Well, I see this happening. I see that." While Thor's in Broxton fighting off a couple of trolls, he's in his head. He's like, "Could it be Brunhilde? She has blonde hair and blah blah blah." Brunhilde, Valkyrie. She fights like a Valkyrie. Blah blah. Could it be this? And then we get an indication that my choice is not who I thought it was. Remember what I said. If I was wrong, I'm wrong. No problem. I was wrong. We do get a sense of, we see Jane Foster, and she's still dying. Has cancer, and she's with Asgardian healers. And the one rule that she keeps saying is no magic, no magic. And Thor's visiting her. She's like this, and Jane gets to see kind of the new Thor, like a little bit new of what's going on with him. The metal arm, and he's kind of shirtless now, and she's like, "What happened?" And it was touching to see that. But I will admit, I like Jane's kind of focus. Like, look, I like Jane saying that. Look, I'm no magic, because magic always comes with some consequences. I like that line. But still, Thor's just checking it off. Then you got what's going on with the villains in this, between Malekith and what's his name? The Greek guy, the Minotaur guy name. What is his name? What is his name? Dario Agger, who runs Roxton. And then we get to see more of Frigga is not happy with Odin, with all the choices he's done, including send a certain weapon after. Yeah, this is getting good, very good. That's all the Marvel for last week and this week. Good stuff. Let's move on to the DC. Okay. Last week's Aquaman and the Others, number 11. It's the final issue. Dan Jurgens, you did a good job with this series. It was great to see the others, and I'm hoping we see them again someday. But as of right now, they stopped the group known as I'm blanking out on these names right now. I can't believe it. What's the name of this? What's the name of the group? what is the Maelstrom. You know, we get to see pretty much all the others shine in this. It was really cool. Even Volstock, who find out that he's not the first, was really interesting. It was a pretty decent fight between Cheshire and Arthur. Really good stuff. This was really good. It ended on a good note, but I just really wish this series wasn't ending. I really wish this was still going on, because this is probably the only place we're going to see these characters, besides, I mean, excluding Mira, but, you know, all the others. You know, I really hope we see them again. You know, I don't understand. It's like, you have Batman with all these series, and Wonder Woman has this, Superman has that. Arthur can't have 2 series? Detective Comics number 40, Manipool Uccello. Oh man, this was good. This is the conclusion to the Anarchy story, and man, Bruce goes all out on this. It was good to see Bullock shine in this as well. We get an indication of who Anarchy is and why he has he wants to kill the Mad Hatter. Good stuff. But yeah, Bruce, wow, this was good. Alright, let's see. Just checking my time, guys. Earth 2, number 32. Look. This was. Look, I can't do this with this one, because it's so bad that to know what happens, I have to read another title, Earth 2 title, that I have no plans of reading. And that's the only thing I will say. I just don't like that. I'm sorry. I can't read that. Grayson number 8, Seedley King. It seems like the agency leader that Dick works for, something bad happens to him. He's planning something big, and Dick faces off against a new version of Paragon, who seems to have all the abilities of the Justice League. It reminds me a little bit of you know who, another certain robot in the DC universe that has superhero abilities. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And the end, it's very kind of, oh, okay, what does this mean? But Helena gets really injured in this, I'm not gonna lie. But it's good. Like I said before, Grayson is fine. It's just that I really miss seeing Dick as Nightwing. You know, I really do. And the problem is, how are you gonna fix that? Because the world knows that he was Nightwing. Green Arrow number 40. Man, this was good. So Green Arrow has a little bit of help dealing with King, James King, in this, and trying to find Mia, who is his daughter. Yeah, he has Batman. He has his sister, Luthor. Hell, even Cupid helps out. But it was good. The ending was interesting, because this version of Felicity was offered a job at Argus, but she kind of turned it down, only on one condition. She will still help Ollie and Diggle if she's like, can I get a costume? And Ollie's like, okay. Mia shined really well in this. She's going to stay with Ollie and Ollie's sister. But it was good. Green Lantern number 40. Green Lantern No More. Venditti, Billy Tan, another one of my favorite artists. So, you guys are doing this again. This has been milked to death. Ollie quits the league or something like it. Not Ollie, Pal. all I can say is I hope you guys know what you're doing, and I wonder what this is gonna mean. But still, that has been milked to death, and it's like it's really getting old of seeing how no more Green Lantern for me. I quit. No more. I quit. No, I'm done. He comes right back. No, he quits again. I was like, oh God, how much can you milk that? That's getting old. But I will say this: it was really sad to see what went down between Hal and Kilowog. I will admit that. Harley Quinn, number 15, Connor and jeez, this is just a fun series. And yes, once again, DC, just admit that Harley and Ivy are a freaking couple. Just admit that. Stop being so homophobic and admit it. Huh? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. But the story in this was really interesting, especially what Harley does throughout this whole issue, and what Ivy helps her do, especially during the end. But it was good. Fun, but good. Alright, so that was all the books that came out for last week for DC that I picked up. I only have 4 that came out for this week, and we'll kick it off with Batman Arkham Knight, the official prequel to the Arkham trilogy finale. Issue number 1. Was this worth $4? Peter Tomasi. Yeah, I would give it that. Bruce, the issue picks up right where Arkham City kind of left off on, where basically Bruce just drops the Joker's dead body on the police car and just goes away. Bruce has, I'll tell you right now, Bruce has only slept 12 hours after everything he's gone through from the last game, Arkham City. Alfred is worried about it, but he's also telling him, like, look, the world just doesn't need Batman, but it also needs Bruce Wayne as well. We get to see more Bruce in this. We get to see how Scarecrow, you know, why he looks the way he looks now in Arkham Knight. We get a sense of the Arkham Knight has been following him and things like that. And Joker's body, when they were doing the autopsies, is a fucking death trap. I'm not even gonna spoil what happened to the coroner when they were going through his body. Sick. That was sick. But this was good. This was really good. But you can still see, like, Bruce is not doing so well in terms of, like, can't believe he's gone. He's really dead. I can't believe it. It's good stuff. Green Lantern Corps, number 40. Jensen Chang, this is the final issue of this series. Nice, very nice. John shines well in this, and the means of defeating their enemy didn't take hope, didn't take will, but it took another emotion that John knows all too well. This was good. Nah, that's all I'm gonna say. Mortal Kombat X, number 4. Blood Ties, number... God damn it! Yes! God damn it, this was good. I'm not ruining anything for this. This was amazing. This was great. Great. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, before anybody asks, yes, I dug the Cage family trailer. I love that. That is probably one of the most creative fatalities I've ever seen for Johnny Cage. That was great. He says to me, "Why are you bothering me?" And I say, because my ex-wife is a, you know, that was great. I love that trailer. But in this alone, thumbs up to Kelson, Soy, all the above. We get. I love the story of the beginning of why Scorpion is the way. You know what? It's almost like, man, Scorpion now truly feels very more like Ghost Rider. I'm not even joking, but it was good stuff. Justice League United number. This is number. What issue is this? Um. Oh my God, what issue is this? Um. Number 10. Like I said, I love this variant cover. This Mars Attacks cover. It's pretty cool. Um. The team deals is still helps defeat the enemy with the help of the Legion of Superheroes. Um, Hawkman has come to his senses in a sense. The team wraps up pretty well. The ending is really pro quo, you know, like, okay, this is not the end, right? You know, it's like, and I love that line that Stargirl even says, like, this isn't the end, is it? Like, you know, this was good. You know, we were cool together. You know, Green Arrow wasn't that much of a dick in this. That, but yeah, this was fun. It was fun. It left on a good cliffhanger. Like, yeah, no, this ain't over. Not by a long shot. Um, but I enjoyed it very much. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Once again, guys, I apologize for the lateness. Thank you for watching. I'm not gonna take up any more of your time. But as always, the Marvel codes. You guys, just ask. I'll give it to you. But other than that, this is Mumford and Kid, the Omnilord Geek of New York, saying bye-bye.